नमस्ते। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यो नमो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ. This 15th part of Aruna Prashna is somewhat interesting and special. It talks about Garbha and how Aditi Devi produced the Devatas and other children, and because of this, it is traditionally believed that this part should not be heard by pregnant women. So, it's a note of caution. This particular session, the 15th part, should not be heard or watched by pregnant women, perhaps not even by any pregnant animals, pets, and so on, because it is believed that it can cause the garbhapata, abortion. So let us begin. अष्टयोनीमष्टपुत्राम् अष्टपत्नीमिमां महीम् अहं वेद न मे मृत्युः न चामृत्युरघाहरत्. So this is a prayer for Devi Mahim, so Bhudevi, and it says it has Ashtayoni, Ashtaputra and Ashtapatni. So it has 8 sources, 8 children or 8 sons and 8 protectors, perhaps in all its 8 directions. Aham Veda, so I know this, and because of this, Name Mrutyuho, I am not bothered by Mrutyu, death. Nacha Amrutyu Raghara Harat. So I am not worried about Akala Mrutyu, untimely death, or any other trouble because I am aware of this. Now, which are these 8 yonis, 8 sources, and so on? I am not going to make any list here. Other interpreters have tried, and whatever is well known or convenient for them, they have talked about it, including Mula Prakriti and this and that. This text does not say which are those 8, so we will not conjecture something that is convenient to my beliefs or my philosophy and things like that. So we will just leave it at that. Which are those 8 sources is unknown. The names of the 8 sons, of course, will be given later in this same Anuvaka. Similarly, अष्टयोन्यष्टपुत्रम् अष्टपदिदमन्तरिक्षम् अहं वेद न मे मृत्युः न चामृत्युरघाहरत्. So the only difference is instead of Mahim, it is Antariksham. So here it is saying the Antariksha, the sky, also has Ashtayoni, Ashtaputra and Ashtapadi. So Ashtapat, so it has 8 sources, 8 sons and 8 protectors. I am aware of this, so that I am not bothered by Mrityu, untimely death and other troubles. Ashtayonim Ashtaputram Ashtapatnimamundivam Aham Veda na me mrutyuho na cha mrutyuraghaharat. So again a repetition with only change is Divam this time. So I know this Divam or the Devaloka, which also has Ashtayoni, Ashtaputra and Ashtapatni, 8 sources, 8 children and 8 protectors. I know this, therefore I am not bothered by death or other troubles. Now this Anuvaka also makes references to 6 other mantras from the Samhita part and also Rigveda. So the actual, typically it is only written as Sutramanam Mahimusho. So both are full mantras which are to be expanded. Sutramanam Pruthivindyama Susharmanamaditigam Supranitim Daivim Navaggaswaritramanāgasam Asravanti Maruhema Svastaye. So this says, let us reach, let us climb, attain Devaloka for our well-being. So there, this is the one that protects us well. It is as vast or wider than Prithvi. It gives all the good comforts. It has noble births, and let us invoke the blessings of Mother Aditi Devi, for to show us the right path, and she will take us Asravanti in a non-leaking boat. She will show us the right path without sins and give us well-being. Mahimushu is to be expanded as Mahimushu Mataragam Suvratanam Rutasya Patni Mavase Huvema To Vikshatra Majaranti Muruchim Susharma Namaditigam Supranitim. So let us invite or invoke Mother Aditi Devi. She is described as Rutasya Patni, so wife of Ruta. So, Ruta is the cosmic order, the way this world works. So, when Ruta is expressed in words, it becomes Satya. When Ruta is followed in practice, it becomes Dharma. So, in a sense, Ruta is the basis for both Satya and Dharma. And Ruta here, um, Aditi is described as Rutasya Patni. She is the wife of Ruta, and we are praying to that Aditi Devi for our protection. And she is Ajaranti. She doesn't have any old age. We can depend on her, and she will give us well-being and protect us. Aditirdyauraditirantariksham Aditirmata sa pita sa putraha Vishve deva aditih panchajanaha Aditirjatam aditirjanitvam. Aditi is described as everything in this world. She is herself Dyau. So she is the Devaloka. And she is Antariksha. She is the sky. She is Mata. She is the mother. Pita, Putra. She is the mother, father, son. Vishve Devaha. She is all the Devatas. And Panchajanaha. 5 types of people. Here again, people have tried to list which are those 5 types. The text doesn't say which are those 5 types, so I will not venture to say there are these 4 varnas and this and that. It simply says Panchajanaha, 5 types of people. And she is Jatam, so she is everything that is born as well as Janitvam. So she is the very process of birth, a process of creation. Everything is Aditi Devi, and we are praying to that Aditi Devi. Ashtau putraso aditehe ye jatastanvah pari devam upaprait saptabihi paramarthandamasyat. So there is a very interesting story here, probably older than all Puranas, which says Aditi has 8 sons, and out of those which came from her body, her own body, and out of these she used the 7 to create all the other devatas, but she left the 8th one alone, and that 8th one is Martanda, and we will be told what it is in the next one. Saptabih putrairaditihi upaprait purvyam yugam prajayai mrutyave tat paramartandama bharaditi. So this from the first 7 sons, she took them and upaprait. So she took them and she coupled with them to in a purvam, in a previous era, in a previous yuga, she took them and she coupled with them to create all the devatas. But the Martanda, the 8th one, she left him alone because he is Surya. He is because of Mrityu. So this notion will become more clear in the next Anuvaka, the next few Anuvakas, where it talks about how sun, moon, day, night, all of these are in forms of Mrityu. Because every day the sun rises or sets, it takes away a part of our ayus and brings us closer to death. So in that sense, the whatever the sun rising, setting, the moon going around, so on, they're all thought of as processes that take us closer to Mrityu. So in that sense, Martanda is Mrityu. So he was left alone. He was not taken by Aditi. The 8th son Martanda was not taken by Aditi to create the Devas. Tananukramishyamaha mitrascha varunascha dhatacharya agamshascha bhagascha indrascha vivasvagaschetyete Tan anukramishyaamaha. Now we will list them in order. What are we listing? The 8 sons of Aditi. Mitra, Varuna, Dhata, Aryama, Amshu, Bhaga, Indra and Vivaswan. The 8th one, Vivaswan, is the sun. So, Surya. So, these are the 8 sons of Aditi. Now, there is a reference to 4 Samhita mantras. Hiranyagarbha, Hiranyagarbhoha gamsashuchishat brahmajagnanam taditpadamiti. So each one is a full mantra to be expanded. Hiranyagarbha samavartatagre bhutasya jatah patireka asit sadhadara prutivindyamute mankasmai devaya havisha vidhema. Hiranyagarbha agre samavartata. So Hiranyagarbha is the Prajapati who was born first. When the world was created, he was the first person to be born, and Bhutasya Pati Heka Asit. So he is the Lord, he is the Pati of all beings, and Eka Asit, he was alone in the beginning at the time of creation. And Prithivim Dhyam Uta Imam Sadadhara. So he is the one bearing or supporting, protecting this earth, sky and every other loka. So Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. Who else can we worship? He is the one. So it's asking who else can we worship other than Hiranyagarbha himself. So this Hiranyagarbha Sukta is there. There are other mantras. In each one the last line is always Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema. You are the one. So who else can we think of even worshipping? So you are the one that we worship. The second mantra is Agam sashushi sadvasurantariksha sadhota vedishadati tirdurodnasat drushadvara sadruta sadvyoma sadabja goja rutaja adrija rutam bruhat. So it describes this Parabrahma as a Hamsa, and this Hamsa, it lives in everywhere. It's in Devaloka. It is the one that makes everyone live. So therefore it is Vasu, and it is in the Antarikshasata. It lives in the sky. Vedita Shata. So it's in the Yagna Agni. It's in the Yagna Kunda. It is like a guest living in our home as Garhapatya Agni, and it's inside every man, and it is in Ruta, it is in Vyoma, it is in water, it is born in water, Abja, Goja, it is born out of radiation or rays, and it is born from Ruta, Rutaja, Adrija, it is born in mountains, Bruhat, so he is the Bruhat Ruta. So it's describing this Parabrahma Hamsa as existing everywhere. The third mantra is Brahmajagnanam Prathamam Purastat Visimatas Surujo Vena Avaha Sabudniya Upama Asya Vishtha Sataschayo Nimasatascha Vivaha. Prathamam Purastat Brahmajagnanam. So Brahma first appeared in creation, and then Surya was born in front of him, and his rays Visimata, it crossed all boundaries to cover everything in this both manifest and unmanifested, satascha, asatascha. The sun's rays covered everything. So his rays are the one that make both the sat and asat, the manifest and unmanifest worlds visible to us. So it's talking about Brahma being the first one, and it's a prayer for Surya Deva, sun. The fourth mantra is Taditpanna Vichiketa Vidvan Yan Rutah Punarapyeti Jivan Trivrudbhuvanasya Rathavrut Jivo Garbho Namrutasya Jivat. So a wise man, one who knows, Vidwan, should not have any doubts about this Ruta Dharma of this world, because Jivas are born in this world and again they become unmanifest. Yan Rutaha Punarapyeti Jivan. So whoever dies will again be reborn as a Jiva, and who as a Jiva will naturally die. So this Trivrut Bhuvanasya Rathavruta, this circle of birth and death runs like the chariot, like the wheels of a chariot. It's a cycle, and whoever is born dies, and whoever is who dies, punaha jivan apyeti, he will again come back in the form of a jiva. So from the unmanifested, the jiva comes back in manifested form. So that is the, so there is a reference to Grivo Garbho. So there is a difference to Garbha also. So this cycle one must understand, and that is how, that is the Ruta Dharma of this world. And lastly, Garbha Prajapatyah Atapurusha Saptapurushaha. So now it says Garbha itself is Prajapati. So the description, this Anuvaka started with a description of Garbha and Aditi, and now it says Prajapati, the Brahma himself is Garbha, and then in the next part it says we will talk about the 7 Purushas, Sapta Purushas and Surya. So the 8 children of Aditi, that will be taken further in the next part. Now normally it is Yatasthanam Garbhinyaha. So from here on it is safe for pregnant women to come back and listen or watch the rest of Aruna Prashna.